tell you something. This young girl went hard. Let me get me a sip. I had to get me a wine. I had to get me some wine for this because that little girl went hard. And baby, she went hard. She said, she said men are everywhere. Yes, they are. They're everywhere. Those beautiful specimens God created, they are everywhere. But that doesn't mean that they're checking for you. Okay? Yes, there are fish in the sea, but that don't mean that you're gonna catch one. She said supply is high and the demand is low. The devil is a lie. Let me tell you something. Yes, it's a lot of men out there, but the supply is very high. I mean, the demand is very high. You know why it's high? Because there are more women than there are men. So there is a high demand. Men do things. Listen, there's a situation on my job, and the guys had left some supplies out. We was closing and they left supplies out, and we go back there trying to make sure everything's put away. And a female said, we got to put this stuff up. I was like, oh, where the men at? And she was like, who needs men? I do. Do you know how to operate this little machine here? I cannot remember what it's called, but it's a little handheld forklift, if you will. It's just that part where you pick the pallet up and you pull it inside, you know, you move it, you know. I don't know what it's called. I was told what it was, but I don't remember. So out of all the women that were there, because it was like 4 of us that may have been there, 4 or 5 of us that were there, nobody knew how to use that. The men were gone for the day. So guess what we did? We went on YouTube. We went to the wonderful world of YouTube, baby, the YouTube school. And guess who was on that video teaching us how to do that? A man. A man. Y'all not gonna get away from men. Y'all may not respect them, but they are in demand. They are going to be here. God created men first. We are the helpmeet. We're not gonna make a man extinct. We're not, I don't care how you don't want that man in your life or want men around. Men are not going to become extinct. You are not going to reduce their roles. You are not going to reduce their values because it does not serve you. That's a personal choice. But the way God set it up like that. He took us out of their rib. He didn't take them out of ours. So knock that off, okay? And then she even said that most our husbands are out in the dating market. I'm 100% sure that my husband is not out in the dating market. Now, that's not to say there aren't some married men out there, you know, running the streets. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is every married man is not out there. You keep running into those. You keep running into those. And who's to say that the wife is not okay with it? There are some agreements that couples make in situations like that. They may be in agreement with it. Even if she's not in agreement with it, that don't mean she don't know. She just chooses to deal with that. Now, I'm not going to deal with that. To each wife their own. But that doesn't mean that, you know, every husband is out there. Mine ain't out there. I already know I don't leave room for him to be out there, baby. It's just not. So she even said that we didn't have to do anything to be chosen. We didn't have to do anything to get married. Girl, knock it off. That's letting you know that you have no idea what you're talking about. Because from the late great Kevin Samuels, okay, he said women need to be fit, friendly, and feminine, and bring a man peace. I'm gonna help you out with that. Fit means take care of yourself, take care of your body. You know, you want a man to want you, because I'm pretty sure you want a man to take care of his body. Let me say that. Our body is our temple, okay? Let's start there. Take care of yourself from the inside out. Feminine, just be a lady. Don't walk around here trying to run up on men, be all masculine stuff. Stay in your feminine frame. And friendly. Be respectful. Be respectful. Don't be out here forehead poking and you better this and you better that. No, be friendly. Bring, let him be able to talk to you and be able to accept instruction. A lot of women want a leader, but they don't want to be led. So, you have to be what you're asking for, and bring that in peace. Listen, real men not finna have anything less than that. If you can't bring this man peace, he will move on to the next. He will be alone before he deal with some woman that will not bring him peace. Because you have to realize this man is going out in the world. He's tackling the world outside the home, and he needs his peace inside the home, and that peace comes from you. He don't need you all up in his ear being mouthy and this, that, and the third. You need to do this, you need to do that. Just chill out. Be his peace. Let him regroup, regather himself. And if sometimes his peace is playing a video game, let him play that video game. If that man is in that house, let him play that video game. Now, I'm not saying there shouldn't be a balance. There should be a balance in all things. But because sometimes that's their outlet. It doesn't mean that they're childish. It doesn't mean that they choose a video game over you. A lot of times that's their outlet. So let them have that. Create a balance in your relationship where he can have that. You do something else. Let him have it. So you have to do something to be married. You have to present yourself as a wife, and some of that comes natural. Some of that comes natural for some women. You have to be able to cook, clean, take care of yourself. They're big on hygiene. You can't be walking around here, with the BO. Nobody wants that. So yeah, you don't just wake up and just be chosen. No, you have to put some work in to be chosen. And when you are chosen, you still have to do some work. You have to see, because marriage doesn't stop at the wedding. That's what I think a lot of women get confused. They want the lavish wedding. They want the beautiful wedding, but it doesn't stop there. It still takes work. This very thing you did to get that man, you have to do it to keep him. You have to maintain your marriage. You have to maintain yourself. And he has to do the same now. I'm not taking any responsibilities from him. He's got to do the same. But what I'm saying is, don't say we don't have to do anything to be chosen. We don't have to. That's a lie from the pits of hell. You can't get all blowed out and then think he's going to choose you. There's too many women out there. Don't forget that. There's a lot of women out there in competition for a particular man. And it's a competition. It's a competition, baby. So, so you have to maintain yourself. Also, she said that we should stop thinking that our dusty husbands are an accomplishment. Let me tell you something, girl. My husband ain't dusty. Okay? And he ain't perfect. And I ain't either, but he ain't dusty. And what we're not going to do is be up in here insulting men, insulting people's husbands because you can't get one. Knock it off, okay? Put yourself in position. Fix yourself, okay? You want to be out here advocating for women to be their best selves. Well, you go first. You be your best self first. Because how you going to work on other people when you got work to be done? I'm not telling you got to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. But be careful. You sweep around your own front door, my baby, before you start trying to sweep around somebody else's, telling them their husband's out in the dating market. Yes, it's some married men out there. Yes, you're not lying about that. Yes, having a PhD is an accomplishment. Yes, buying a house can be an accomplishment. All of these things you said can be an accomplishment. But what you're not going to do is go around saying being married is not. Because when you're married, wives have covering, they have protection, they have providers, they have leadership. If they got the right man, they got a counselor. They have things that you see those who are not married, you out here trying to figure it out. You out here like a fish out of water trying to figure it out and trying to maintain. If you have a companion, you can work together for a common goal. But if you don't want that, then you're going to be out here trying to figure it out. You're going to be out here in this economy trying to survive. And then not just in this economy, but in this dating market, baby, it is not what you think it is. You clearly know it's not that, and that's why you're so angry, because it's not working out for you. But yeah, so you rather be jumping from bed to bed than get some healing and therapy and become chosen. Fix yourself where you can become a chosen woman. Well, how about this? When you jump from bed to bed, your body count go up, and yes, they do care. Real men care about body count. So they care about all of that. So you get yourself together before you sit up here and try to tell somebody what's not an accomplishment. It may not be an accomplishment for you if you don't want that. But there are some women who really value the sanctity of marriage, and I'm one of them, baby. So there are women, there are people, I'm not going to say just women, there are people who think that marriage is not an achievement, marriage is not an accomplishment, you know. And I wasn't even going to go this route today, but I ran across this video, and I just had to. I had to. So, do I need to be out here advocating for men and people's husbands and things of that nature? No, I don't. I don't have to be making this video. I don't have to be responding to this young lady. I don't. But I want to. So, here's the thing. This young lady says this is for men who believe that marriage is an achievement. She said this is for all men who believe that marriage is an achievement. So, let's pay attention to the women who make these videos. Pay attention to the women who make these statements. Pay attention to the aesthetics, their visual presentation, if you will. Because how you gonna hate outside the club and you can't even get in? And that's all I'm gonna say about that. So stop it. Get some help. You're welcome.